See you guys.
Welcome, friends. That's awesome. And soon to be friends. I'll get it right here. It's not like a sausage. Been a big week. I've always been proud to be part of this club, but today is especially a red letter day after the accomplishments the past week with prayer breakfast, Portland Trucking sponsorship of that, and what a great success that was. Thank you, Sherry. And then Saturday was Pancake Day. And for anybody that has not been visiting our website and following the star auction, y'all missing out. Because I'm telling you, it's been fun to watch and it's been exciting. And I'm not going to steal Eric's thunder to do that, but by all means, log on to the website, go to the KPAD thing under activities, scroll down to the bottom, and watch and follow the auction of the Roanoke Mill Mountain Star. It is fun and it's very exciting to see, and it's I think it's the realization of, I think Jean Ballendorf came up and she said, I think Eric Danielson feels like he's birthed a baby. It's fun. It's fun to watch. Please do.
Some disagreement.
There's some disagreement, I know. I'm like Rodney Dangerfield. I get no respect. See, we want to extend well wishes to Michael Brachta, who's recovering from heart surgery this past Monday after everything else that happened last week. Mike went in and had ablation done on Monday. He's doing very well. There is a card in John Montgomery's formerly Nicostine Sane Fingers that we will pass around. We want to congratulate Joe Gaither. Let me tell you why we're congratulating Joe Gaither. He's been named a distinguished alumnus from Virginia Western Community College along with Brenda Dale. Another reason to be proud among this board. Today's call for introspection will be Preston Tyler, and then we'll have a pledge of allegiance, and we'll try to negotiate with Judy so we can have a song next week. How's that?
You have the birthday song too.
And we have birthdays today too, yes. Preston?
I gotta put this up for short people. Today is May 10th, and it's a special day to me. May 10th is my deceased wife's birthday, and but she's in a better place, so we all right. But when she was alive, her motto was always to help somebody, to be a kind gesture, to do something kind for somebody. And Saturday, before I got to the pancake breakfast at 6, I saw these two homeless men, and they were scavenging and just sitting there. And I just stopped and gave them 2 pancake tickets and said, come on over to the Bergman Center and eat all that you want. I took a break from all those pancakes that I made. Amen. And I saw, when I went down, I saw those 2 gentlemen eating all the pancakes that they could eat. And I said to myself, what better thing we could have done is just been kind to somebody. There's a song that says, if I can help somebody as I travel along, if I can help somebody with a word or a song, if I can help somebody from doing wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. If you help somebody along the way, your living will not be in vain.
Thank you, Fred.
Would you please join me in reciting the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Keith. I didn't recognize Keith Hartman, who led us in our pledge. Thank you, Keith. Introductions of guests today is being done by Pegram.
All right.
Thank you, Pegram.
Sure. Well, the vast majority of our guests are guests of the speaker also, Ryan Bell. So let me ask if his guests would stand up when I call your name. First one is Naosha Campbell. Second, Amber Farrington. Third is Megan Thornhill. And fourth is Leanne Banks. They are all teachers at the school that he will be talking to us about. Thank you. And then we have one regular guest who is soon to be a member, and it's Randy Myers, and I'm not sure where Randy is. Oh, here's Randy right here. Randy is a guest of John Hewitt.
Just to remind us that we're all getting older, Gene Bollador will come and talk about birthdays.
Interesting way to describe it.
Getting older, we have to remember where our glasses are on our heads. All right, y'all can hear how terrible my voice is today. So I'm really not going to attempt to sing anything. I brought a ringer up here with me to do our birthday song. May birthdays. All right, we've got Sheila Umberger. The 3rd. On the 5th was Ryan LaFountain. Yesterday was Emily Bailey. Today, Steve Bowery. Tomorrow, David Bowers. On the 14th, Hi Nicely. On the 15th, Luke Young. On the 16th, David Points. And on the 25th, Bob Bradshaw. All right, let's all give them a rousing song.
Next month is very important. Next month is very important. All right. Help me sing.
That's right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Next is our KPAD report with a lot to talk about. Here's Mike McElroy.
Thank you, Ben. So good afternoon, Kiwanis. Getting better. We got one more week to try that. So Stephanie is on assignment for the Kiwanis Sports Network this week, so it's just me. And I'm going to go through some ticket sales results. And Eric is actually going to come up afterwards and talk a little bit about KPAD, what a great day we had last Saturday. But before he does that, I want to recognize Eric. You know, Eric was operations manager. He got to herd all those cats, including myself, to make all that work. And for not being indoors for 4 years and then to go do an indoor event, it went as smooth as possible. We didn't really have any issues. So congratulations to Eric on that. Okay, you guys ready for some ticket results? We had another great turn-in. In fact, last week we turned in $4,764. All right, so top drivers for the week. 5th place, Sam Lineberger, at $200. Yeah, Sam. David Lemon at $320. David, thank you. Eddie Smith at $350. So Eddie, you hear that? Saw Eddie at the Pancake Day, and he was working pretty hard there as well. Mike Lee, $500. For some of you newer members, Mike is a member, but he's been on leave of absence for probably almost a year yet. He's still leading in ticket sales, or pretty close to the top in ticket sales. He's doing a great job. And first place this week, Bruce Swanson with $1,000. And Bruce took off out of state. So,
After you wrote his check.
yeah, after he wrote his check, thank goodness. So anyway, again, somebody else who really worked pretty hard, mixing that bagger up with Mike Bell, and still came in with $1,000 for us this week. So, all right, so for the season, top drivers for the season. Mike Loveman at 1,000, almost 1,200.
He's on Zoom.
And Mike is on Zoom today. So good job, Mike. Fifth place, Mike Lee. And you can kind of see how close they are there. That's getting close. Andy Stone. Andy, where are you? Right there in front. Third place, Eric Danielson. So the difference there between sixth and third is less than $100. That's how close this is getting here. Second place, our own Ben Spiker. And on Zoom today, Rupert Cutler, 2,225. Now, Rupert, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I know Ben has something left in the tank, so you're gonna have to keep going, or he's gonna overtake you. So, but pretty tremendous. Well done, everybody. All right, so this is our week down in Charlotte. So winning teams for the week. Third place, the Dominators at 850. Sherman Lee's team. Yeah, you guys are on the board. Second place was Full Throttle at 948. And for the second week in a row, first place goes to Cape Pads of Thunder, Lois James. Lois, come on up here. Come on up. Now you got the matching set.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and for the season, it's getting tight there too. Sixth place is the Dominators. Fifth place, the Ricky Bobby Experience, Clark Goodman's team. Fourth place, Milton Hardy. Sorry, Milton, it kind of went off quick. All right, third place, comfortably in third place, Jamie Bailey's team, #1 car at 7,750. Second place, Cape Pads of Thunder at 9,500. And first place team still is the Intimidators, Kevin Reeder. But you can see there's only $500 difference there. The Intimidators have been leading most of the season, but Cape Pads of Thunder have caught up, so it's going to be close. So, you guys ready for a total? Okay, so the season total. 42,272. Now I'm going to say this does not include what was turned in today. Does not include our walk-up on Saturday. We have a turn-in next week, so our final turn-in is next Wednesday. So I'd ask all the crew chiefs, if you've got team members that have not turned in money, next Wednesday is our final deadline on that, so get that money in. It does not include a couple other things. We killed it on the yard sale, and does not include the auction that's currently going on, and it does not include any sponsorships. So we have a lot of money still out there that we're going to be collecting. And like any good fundraising thing, since we met our goal of 40,000, we're moving the goal. So we're going to try to get to 46. Okay, we got 1 week to go from 42,272 to 46. You guys can do it.
Tickets are cheap.
Yeah, half price tickets at this point, yeah.
Good turn-ins today.
Yeah, we had a good turn in today. I know we can get up to 46. And Eric's gonna come up and talk to you a little bit about KPAD and a few good things, but I know we can get to 46 with all the other sources of income we have here. We're really pushing a good total for KPAD this year. So thank you all for that.
So, wow, what an event, huh? I'm here to tell you how wonderful it was, but since I've been in this room, everyone's been telling me how wonderful it was. Y'all already know, it was great. I do have some numbers, preliminary numbers. We had 2,000 patrons. Amazing. That's counting both turnstiles and to-go orders. We use 2,500 plates. Add that to the to-go orders. We served 2,900 orders. That's 500 more orders than last year. Now, a lot of these orders were refills. We were getting a lot of refills, and that was by design. But it was amazing. So Michael Brockta, our CIA project manager, KPAD chair extraordinaire, and dear friend, directed this success. And I want to, I'm saying, let's show him our appreciation. So let's have some fun. So this is for Brockta. Let's give him a standing ovation. Let him have it. We can hear on the mic. Say something. Here you go, Mike. Here you go. This is the mic. There you go, Mike. Really good. You did it.
So just one other thing about Mike, I think you know that he has been saying all along this year that his goal for KPAD was a little different than past years. It wasn't just about fundraising. He wanted to get our name out there, improve the brand, get us more well-known in the community. And I think he did a tremendous job on all those things because the publicity coverage was great. We have ads in multiple media sources all over the valley. We had a lot of, but you know, this was said at the board meeting on Monday that we had a nice cross-section of people at KPAD on Saturday. A very diverse section of Roanoke was there, so really nice. But there's one thing that I think, given all that, and I think we met Mike's goals on publicity, but there's one thing I think would make him feel better as he's recuperating from his surgery, and that's money. So we need to get to 46,000 by next Wednesday. Okay, thank you.
Hey, Betsy. Betsy.
Gee, I thought you'd talk about the auction a little bit more, the internet auction.
I'll leave that with you.
Leave that with me. Like I said before, if you haven't been following the Star Auction on the website, you really need to log in and look at it. We are at, today's bid is now at $4,750.
There's been over 10 bids. More than 10 different.
There's been more than 10 different bidders. So the effort, the marketing effort, the effort that Greg Lineberger and Mike Brockta, those that were on the media, Gene, Eric, Amy, it's really, really paid off. The newspaper ads, all of that effort, I think, has certainly increased awareness. And it's evident by what's happening with the Star. Now, the Star auction is not finished until tomorrow. That's Thursday, the 11th at 6 o'clock. So you all still have a chance to jump in. Milton, don't hold back. So there's still an opportunity to get in. I'm fairly confident it's going to break $5,000. The top bidder now is Firehouse Skate in Benton is the top bidder right now. Folks, that's money that's coming in from outside the club. It's just absolutely fantastic. So thanks again to all of you. What a fantastic effort that's been. I have some announcements. Again, everything's on the website. I don't know why I say that. Mike McAvoy is looking for Ironman race volunteers for Saturday, June 3rd. The race is the 4th. We're volunteering on the 3rd. This is the setup part. So if you're interested in doing that, please check it out. See Mike McAvoy. He's looking for help. The Kiwanis Foundation is meeting today at Cap Trust after this meeting at 1:45. Please join if you can. Kids Fishing Day is Saturday, May 13th. Bob Rutherford is coordinating that. We're still on. Everything's good. We threw some more fish at it. Should be great. And of course, the Fun Day, the May 20th Fun Day is coming up, and Sherry has prepared an announcement, which I will now read. Help needed. We've got the plants, the gloves, garden site. What's missing? Each of you. We need your help planting the expansion of the Kiwanis Wildflower Garden next to our Kiwanis Playground. Sign up for a shift on May 20th, either 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or 11 a.m. to 1, or 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. There'll be hamburger and hot dogs for folks that get hungry, and some of us do eat. There'll be ice cream, be a part of our Kiwanis Nature Park project. It's an exciting environmental gift that our community made possible by a bit of digging in the dirt. Call Sherry to sign up. Lunch and meetings, see sheets on the tables. There should be something on the table. And lots of hands make for light work. So please come out and participate in that if you can. It should be a really fun day on the 20th. Finally, the Fun Committee has been added again. And I'm reading this, it's now on your table. It's Thursday, June 1st. We're going to gather at 5 o'clock at the Brady's Distillery, Roanoke's only distillery. And it says here that the bourbon has been endorsed by Vern Danielson. And I can tell you, Vern knows a thing or two about bourbon. So there'll be a variety of special drinks. There'll be music there. Other folks will be there as well. Again, that's at Brady's Distillery. It's off of Plantation Road. It should just be a fun social time, an opportunity for us to gather and fellowship with each other. We do. Only legal distillery. Yeah, I do know a deputy sheriff from Franklin County that can help you out if you're looking for something else. We do have time today for brag bucks. And I know Sherry has a brag buck. I know Clark has a brag buck. So if you would come forward.
Thank you, President Ben. I'm going to turn it over to David Hart.
Well, we just want to thank all of you who helped us with the prayer breakfast. And I'm going to leave it to Sherry to read off the list of the many of you who helped us. But thank you all so much.
All right, this is a group that gets up at 8 in the morning to get plans underway for a really inspiring event. And this included a number of folks who facilitated conversation around the theme of building bridges, and those facilitators included Kevin Berry, Jackie Bledsoe, who helped co-chair the event with Dave and me, and Dave Bowers, Barbara Durek, Gary Durek, and by the way, Howell's Motor Freight was our sponsor. Thank you to the Durks for lining that up. Milton Hardy was our musician. Judy Clark, also our musician and committee member. Dr. Lee Learman gave the Jewish prayer. Wendy Mellentine, John Montgomery, always there to help. Reverend Craig Newman, Reverend Dave Skoll, Marissa Cifuentes, didn't make it. J.C. Taylor and committee member. Pastor Preston Taylor also gave us the Christian prayer and facilitated his table. And John and Katie Zawicki and other committee members. We had our ticket sales folks were Ken Briggs and Bruce Swanson did a wonderful job, a record job of selling tickets for the event.
And Sam Razul did just a wonderful keynote speech. He was wonderful.
Tom Miller was our moderator. Tom was absolutely wonderful.
It was great.
And also Amy Carter to be thanked. I think Amy left the room. Amy prepared a breakfast that was a culturally appropriate breakfast, religiously appropriate breakfast for all who gathered. So on behalf of Dave and myself, thank you all so much for making a really marvelous event possible. Another day to be proud to be a Kiwanian.
Hey guys, I've got 2 brag bucks that I wanted to do. First of all, we know our CIA guy lived in Michael Brocta, of course, lived in secrecy forever with his job. So when he had this medical issue happen, we didn't know as the CARES committee what we should do. So I reached out to Beth at KPAD, and Beth said that cards and prayers would be the best thing. Now, I know we just all signed a card for Mike. In fact, I'm turning that back in.
Oh, thank you.
But wouldn't it be great if we filled up his mailbox if we all sent a card to Mike? And I've personally done that. And I wanted to encourage you guys to personally do that too, to show our Kiwanis love and spirit to him in his time of recovery. Thank you. My second brag is the fun committee. Again, we're going to Brady's. Have you guys been to Brady's yet? It's a cool place. I hope you all get to come. We're actually partnering with the event with the Williamson Road Business Association. So we're going to have more people to hang out with and network. And that's going to be great. We'll start at 5 o'clock, usually goes to about 8 o'clock. They're going to have live music. And so in order to partner with Val Brown, who is a member of our club, we said, hey, we'd split the cost of the band, and the band's $300, so it's $150. And so I was going to charge all you guys a cover charge of $5, whoever came. But I want to brag on Lori Baker Lloyd that she covered our cover charge for us for the night. So thank you, Lori. Another great Kiwanian. So y'all come on out and let's enjoy a cocktail and have a good time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Clark.
Steve McGraw, not to brag on J.C. Taylor because he's in the Bahamas. The first brag is on John Montgomery. He's been talking with me about my new look, and I told him I was shooting for Ernest Hemingway, not Father Time or Santa Claus. And so John brought me this April 20th, 1954 Look magazine cover with Ernest Hemingway on it. Okay. And I think I have a ways to go yet.
Alarming.
Right. Awesome. Oh, you want to see the magazine?
Yeah, hold that up.
That was in my current reading.
Current. Sorry for all these interruptions. It's not my fault. Now, the next brag is on the auction for the Star. There were no auction participants as of Monday's board meeting. I was there, and I proposed that a group of us spend $100 each to bid on the Star in honor of Dan Casey. Now, Dan Casey can be a somewhat controversial figure and people either love him or hate him. He loves Kiwanis. So Kiwanis in general loves Dan, okay? But I think when other people heard that he might be honored on the Star for a year, that's what pushed up the bidding. Don't forget the Nature Park. The way you can get a cool Nature Park t-shirt is come out and help us on the 20th during Fun Day. Thank you.
Come get it, come get it. Come get a t-shirt. All right, Steve, that's good.
Right on it, man. Right on.
Right on it. Our speaker today is Ryan Bell. Leanne Lincoln Hooker will introduce him. Thank you, Leanne.
Good afternoon. I have the honor of introducing Ryan Bell, our speaker today. So he's the head of school at the Academy at Bell, a champion for empowering families. He has served as a manager of family and community engagement for both Roanoke and Richmond public schools, a special education teacher, and a regional director of a federally funded statewide parenting collaborative. He's the father of 5 and also a proud husband. His presentation today is on fostering resilience and how the Academy at Bell is using the power of community to assist children in establishing healthy relationships within and outside the family to foster academic and life success. Without further ado, here's Mr. Ryan Bell.
Good afternoon, Kiwanis Club. Thank you. I want to first say thank you guys for having me here this afternoon. I told myself this year there's 2 things that I would do anytime I had the opportunity. One, I would no longer lie about going to the gym and working out. It's just something that I'm not going to do. And 2, if I ever had a microphone in front of me and there was somebody in the room who poured into my life, that I would recognize that person. There's a quote by a guy named Peter Strople that says, legacy is not what you leave for someone, but rather what you leave in someone. So as a young man, when my family moved here from California in 2000, I was in the 7th grade. One of the first people I had the opportunity to meet, I went to Twin Hoops basketball camp and got to meet Raymond and Damon Williams. I went to Apple Ridge Farm and got to meet Mr. Peter Lewis. I was immediately shoved into Loudon Avenue Christian Church with Reverend Bill Lee. And I got the opportunity to, through my uncle, attend a basketball clinic over the summer with Coach Joe Gaither. And Coach Joe Gaither was one of the first people for me who instilled a level of confidence, a level of self-assurance, and a level of can do anything. And so Coach Joe, while I have the microphone in front of me, I want to take the opportunity to say thank you for me, thank you for my family, for all that you have done for a young man like myself. So can we give a round of applause one more time? And secondly, I am a head of school, fancy name for principal, and we are right in the middle of Teacher Appreciation Week. And so if you guys would indulge me, I would like to give a round of applause to my beautiful teaching crew who has joined me here today from the Academy. Thank you guys so much. Now, I promise you, this is all the teachers we have at the Academy. We have some great, awesome students who are leading the classrooms right now, so it's not the word. I'm joking, the students. We have adults there in the building right now too, with everybody there. So I'm gonna be very brief before you guys today. I wanted to talk to you very briefly about fostering resilience, what the power of community can do for the youngest of the people within our society today, right? So as I mentioned, I'm Ryan Bell, head of school at the Academy at Bell. And what I would love to talk to you guys today through fostering resilience and the power of community is this concept of, drum roll please, relationships, right? It's something that we hear quite often, something that we're told quite a bit about, something that we hear that students and people in general need. But why do they need relationships? How do relationships assist them in fostering resilience, right? Well, studies show that in order to foster resilience amongst young people, one of the things that is best suited for them is to have healthy relationships both in and outside of the family. But not just any type of relationship. They need relationships of love, of trust, and with role models who can encourage and reassure them in who and what they are. So as a principal, looking at this concept, looking at having young people underneath my tutelage, I start to ask myself the question, why and how? How can we make this real for them at the academy? So the academy has three pillars that came from a song that we try our best to sing every morning. Miss Campbell, our fourth grade teacher, actually is the one who came up with this song for us. And the three pillars at the academy are knowledge, love, and respect. So through relationships, we're teaching our scholars at the academy, how do we foster resiliency through knowledge? How do we foster resiliency through love? And how do we foster resiliency through respect? And so we'll talk a little bit now about how we do that at the academy. So first, knowledge. What is knowledge? Is knowledge something that we gather from a textbook? Yes, at the academy, we do follow all the Virginia standards of learning. So anything at our small private school that they learn is the same things that they would learn in their our larger public school counterparts, right? They're going through all the same things in math, in science, in reading, in social studies, along those lines, right? But we have these things called wisdom circles that we started to implement at the academy. And we started to implement these wisdom circles because we understood that knowledge was not just what you received from the textbook, but knowledge could be gained from the life experiences of people who have lived before you, right? And so in this picture here, you'll see one of those gentlemen I mentioned to you, Mr. Peter Lewis. This is Johnny Appleseed Day. So we invited Mr. Peter Lewis, our own Roanoke Johnny Appleseed, to come over to the academy and to have a conversation with our young people about the concept of love, the concept of respect, the concept of taking care of community, the concept of self-confidence, self-assurance, so that they may have the opportunity through community, through individuals who have come before them, to gain a little bit of knowledge. Through our wisdom circles, we've had individuals such as Mr. Peter Lewis. We've had Judge Ansley Ware to come for our wisdom circles. We've also had Ms. Joanne Poindexter, who was the first Black reporter from the Roanoke Times. Just recently, we had Ms. Brooke Crouch, who was a dental hygienist, who came over to share with them the concept of how they take care of themselves through the way they take care of their bodies, right? And so we use this concept of wisdom circles at the academy to empower them through the knowledge that they can learn from the individuals within their community. And in the top right corner, you'll see that's Ms. Campbell again, our fourth grade teacher. What they had the opportunity to do here was create apples. We created our own apple tree at the academy, and they got the opportunity to pick which one of the pillars they would like to put up onto the apple tree. The next one of our pillars is love, right? So we have this concept of knowledge. How do we at the academy help them to learn knowledge through the individuals who are around them? Second, love. What does it look like to foster resiliency through empowering our young scholars to love? Now, what do we mean by love? Yes, of course, we want them to love everybody who's around them. Of course, we want them to go home and love the families and love the households that they come from. Yes, absolutely, we want them to go home and love the communities in which they live in. But first and foremost, in order for us to create that opportunity for them to love outside in their families, outside in their community, we first must teach them this concept of how to love themselves, right? What does it look like to foster resiliency amongst some of these students who come from some challenging backgrounds, to help them understand that they are somebody, that they matter, that they're valued. And if nobody else shows you an act of kindness or gratitude or love, you can show it to yourself, right? We can foster that within yourself. And so here you'll see some of our scholars having the opportunity to participate in yoga. Now, the really cool thing about this yoga class that we did for a few weeks is that this yoga class was actually led by a mother of one of the scholars at the academy, right? And so again, we took this opportunity, one, to empower the mother, who's a part-time yoga practitioner, to not only help her to hone and foster her skills, but provide her the opportunity to spend time with her scholar during the school day and use her gifts to empower the others around them, right? And talking about fostering resiliency, one of the other factors that we see when we talk about trauma-informed care and practices of that nature is that the adults who come to visit schools, they say that your presence is not just for the individuals if you come to see your own granddaughter, your grandson, your son, or your daughter, but it's equally as impactful for everyone else who has an opportunity to experience you in that moment, right? And so we have opportunities for folks to come over to the school and offer volunteer hours, and this is the way in which this particular mother could assist us in helping our scholars to foster love and self-confidence within themselves. And then our last pillar of the academy is respect. Now, once we have talked to them about knowledge and helped them to see and understand that there are attributes amongst themselves that they can love and they can honor, once we have taught them about love, how to love themselves, how to see themselves first and then exhibit that love or pour that love back out into the community around them, we also are teaching them how to respect the environment, respect themselves and the areas in which they come from, right? And so the first way that we decided to help them learn how to respect everything around them and themselves is to learn how to respect the environment. What could the environment, what could the land do for you? And so in this picture right here, you'll see a gentleman by the name of Reverend Carol Carter, who has come over to help us in establishing a garden. And the kids you see here are part of our Bell Believers Club at the Academy of Bell. And you should see the garden now. I mean, they have spinach, kale, all of these different things that have now sprouted up and is growing amazingly. But what we saw was they got excited about the opportunity to plant this seed. They got excited about the opportunity to cultivate the seeds. They got excited about the opportunity to see their hands at work within something right in their own respective school community, right? And so we talked them through the concept of respecting something that they have now planted, how they can in turn go and plant themselves within community and teach all of those around them how to in turn begin to respect themselves. Now this can happen within their larger community context of where they live. This can happen within their smaller community context of the families in which they reside in. This could also happen within the context of the school around us, right? Because what happened in this picture you'll see here, these are our 4th grade scholars. What ended up happening was across the school, the rest of the students wanted to participate in community gardens as well, right? And so one of our life coaches at the school, we now have 4 more community gardens in which she took our kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade students to allow them to experience the same level of appreciation for something that they have done across the school. Now, I'm almost finished, and this is where I get the most excited about, right? So a huge focus at the Academy, we're a small private school. We have about 58 students at the school, right? And we're K through 4th grade, and we'll be adding 5th grade next year. So we'll be a full elementary school starting in August of this year. One of the largest concepts, or one of the most important concepts for me is this idea of post-secondary education, right? And not necessarily just post-secondary education in regards to going on to college. Yes, we'll talk a little bit about that, but we also offer them opportunities to learn the trades, being a plumber, being an electrician, different things of that nature. What does it look like to learn a skill and have a trade that you can carry on, right? So as we talk about post-secondary education, I have some numbers, and I'm gonna see if anybody can tell me what these numbers actually mean. 20%, 33%, 60%, 100%. Anybody in the room got an idea what these numbers may mean? Close, graduation is close. That's along the right lines. I like where you're thinking, but no, I like where you're thinking. And no, not necessarily. Well, college enrollment is almost exactly on spot there, right? So these numbers represent reading scores in the 3rd grade and the possibility of you being ready for college based on your ability to read. What this means is 20% of kids by the 3rd grade who are reading below grade level will actually have the opportunity to pursue post-secondary education. At least that's what the data tells us, right? 33% of kids who are reading academically on grade level by the 3rd grade will have the opportunity to pursue post-secondary education in college at some point in time in their life. 60% of kids who are reading above grade level by the third grade go on to pursue post-secondary education. This is all around your reading scores, right? 100% of the students, the 100% of the scholars at the academy have the opportunity to be exposed to opportunities to improve their reading scores. Again, through community. In this picture you see here, this is one of the fathers of the academy who is here reading to Ms. Farrington's class, our third grade teacher, reading to Ms. Farrington's class, offering them the opportunity not only to read themselves, but to see individuals from the community reading to them, right? Now, I give you the numbers. This is what we talk about. How do we make it real? Everything that we do at the academy is this concept of how do we make it real? When I was in the third grade, people used to tell me all the time too, you need to be able to read for this place that we call college that you've never seen before in your life. And how do you now make this real that I need to be able to read to go on to this place that I've never seen, right? So what do we do at the academy to make this real for them? We take them on college tours. Yes, sir, question?
What does that say about our reading level expectation at grade level? Is that for everybody?
Yeah, so it's a great question. What I would say it says about our reading expectations is one, they're not high enough at this particular point in time, right? And two, that we need to ensure that we are offering opportunities even away from school for students to have an opportunity to improve their reading levels, right? Because again, what the data shows us and what the data is saying, if you can read at a certain time by a certain level, not that you won't go, right, if you can't read on that, but that you have a greater opportunity to access more of the world when you get to that particular point in time. So I think it says to us that we need to have a stronger emphasis in the place of reading, right? And I think this is how we do it, because when we go to our third graders like we did this year, right, and I sit down with them and I say, hey, you need to be able to read so that you can go to college. And they look at me and say, Mr. Bill, what is college? You're asking me to learn how to read for some place I've never seen, right? So we take you to college. This is some pictures of our trip to Roanoke College this year. This year we took our third and fourth graders to Radford University, and we took them to Roanoke College. And the beautiful thing about our experience at Roanoke College this year was Dr. Shushak and Mr. Ken Belton took the opportunity to design a tour for us at Roanoke College that excited and fit the needs of our current student population, right? You'll see down here in the bottom in the middle, that yes, that is fire. Yes, that is an explosion. They had an opportunity to take part in a chemistry magic show with the science department at Roanoke College, right? They were exposed to knowledge through the college in a way in which was real for them. In the bottom on the left-hand side there, that's one of our fourth grade scholars who had the opportunity to participate in a live radio broadcast, right? She's an individual who, one, loves to talk, two, loves to hear herself talk, and three, really enjoys when other people gets to hear her talk, right? And so what did we do? We took her there, took her to the college, and she had the opportunity to participate in something at the college that is real for her to hone her public speaking skills, right? It made the experience real for her. And then down in the bottom on the right-hand side there, some of our scholars had the opportunity to meet the track coach there. And what was beautiful about them having the opportunity to meet the track coach, I believe he may be the only Black track coach, I think they said, head track coach in the state of Virginia at a college or a university, right? The students, the scholars that we took with us had the opportunity, one, to be exposed to a different type of sport than they may be exposed to generally. And then two, to see someone who used sports, not necessarily to only be able to go to some professional league, which is great, we hope that you can, but it exposed them to real life situations where you can use sports to make a living for yourself, right? Here is this person who was amazing, great, and wonderful in track, and he is now a track coach at Roanoke College. There in the middle is myself. I'm gonna just say I won the race. I won the race. I beat the track coach. At least I think I beat the track coach. And then we have some of our scholars in there. And what was really awesome about this, the gentleman you see right there in the red tie, yes, is Dr. Shushak. Frank Shushak, the president of Roanoke College, actually came out on our tour and got on the track with them and raced them on the track. Now, what was beautiful about the experience of being with Dr. Shushak in a moment like this was He first came out and visited the academy. He came to the school, he came to the academy, he sat down and he had the opportunity for them to see him in this light of the president of a university, right? To see him as this larger than life figure of the president of this place that is right here in their own backyard. How we made this real for them once we took them to the college for them to see this place that we tell them is so important for them. They then had the opportunity to experience this person who came to their school as just another regular human being. Once we got done with that tour, some of the questions that came from them were just awesome, wonderful, fantastic questions about their own opportunity. Could they at some point in time be a college president? Dr. Shushak shared with them some of his own learning challenges when he was in school, right? He was able to relate to our kids in that particular point in time in a different way, using community to foster resilience amongst our scholars at the academy. All right, now I'm done. This is a quote that I love, and I've said quite a few times this year. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. There's a reason why I share this quote with everybody whenever I had the opportunity to talk about the academy. A quick backstory on the school. The school was started in 2018 by John McLeod and Kathy McLeod of the McLeod Family Foundation, right? They started the school as an opportunity to help to reach families and move families towards what we're calling now as purpose-driven prosperity, right? Now, in 2018, they opened up this school. We all know what shortly happened in 2019. Right after that, the whole world had to shut down, right? They then took this particular opportunity to begin to renovate the building that we're in now. I have been at the school for, it'll be a year in July, I would have been at the school. Now, 2 weeks before I interviewed for the job, I had no idea that the school even existed, right? I got the job, I walked in the door on July 5th. One of my first pieces of communication out to parents was, I guarantee you that we will be in the building come August, right? There had been a lot of back and forth with us being able to go in the building, not go in the building, parents hearing this, parents hearing that. And so I guaranteed them that we would be in the building. This is July 5th. I walk into the building for the first time on July 9th, and there is literally no staircase. This is me in our office area with our contractor on July 9th, with him telling me, don't worry, Ryan, in 3 weeks, the building will look like what you see now. And this is my look at him thinking in the back of my mind, there is no way we are open in this building. But lo and behold, August 21st came around. We welcomed in all of our scholars. We had a great day there. Some of the gentlemen in this room were actually there on the first day. We had about 50 men who came over to greet the kids on that first day. And so we have been rocking and rolling ever since then, literally flying this plane as we're building it. And through no credit of myself, but through the credit of my wonderful teaching staff and my secretary over at the school, we have been doing our best to foster resiliency amongst our scholars at the academy through the power of community. And I will take any questions you may have. Yes, sir.
How are you financed?
So we are financed in a few different ways. One, based on the population of students that we serve, we have the opportunity to take advantage of some money from DSS, Department of Social Services, because one of the unique things that we offer is childcare services free of charge for families, right? So we're open anywhere from 7 in the morning. Families can drop off their kids and they can stay as late until 5:30. Also, based on the population of students we serve, we get some money through USDA, different things of that nature. And then a large contribution comes from the McLeod Family Foundation to finance the school. And it's completely tuition free. So kids, families pay nothing to join us there. They get to have this experience free of charge to them. And one of the reasons that they have the model with the childcare in there is we all know the expenses of childcare nowadays. We all know how difficult it is to find a place to send your kid to for childcare. And so that is one of the ways that we try to relieve or alleviate that burden on the families, is to offer them a free childcare experience. K through fourth grade right now. And we have 58 students right now. Fully enrolled next year, we hope to be at 75. Yes, sir.
Are you accepting new books for your new library?
We will always accept new books for our new library. Yes, sir.
And you have a list of books by class?
Yes, I can get you a list of books by class, absolutely. Yes, and Ms. Campbell, I guess, would like to be the person to get you that list.
No, each teacher here will be responsible for their own list, but I raised my hand to offer more guys to come to our wisdom circles. For example, our friend down there in that green shirt, I really want him to come to a wisdom circle. So, anybody in the wisdom circle, we would love to have more people and plan for next school year.
Yes, so the question that was, I told I need to repeat the question for the people on Zoom. Well, the statement that was made was for anybody on Zoom there, look at me and look at me good. Come join our wisdom circles if you would love to be a part of our wisdom circle, and we accepting books too.
Where is school?
So the school is at 2619 Bell Avenue. If you're going down 460, like you're going towards Lynchburg, you get to Gusnick. You make a right on Gusnick over there in the Thrasher Park area. Make a left on King Street, and we sit tucked off back off of Benton Mill Road. If you're going 5 miles an hour, you'll miss it. But I give you the address, and you come over and see me anytime you want to. One more question? Yeah.
You heard the phrase that wisdom is the breadcrumbs of angels.
I have not, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna give you credit. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna use it sometime. I'm gonna give wisdom is the breadcrumb of angel bread, of angels. Breadcrumbs. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna give you credit. I promise. Yes, ma'am.
Cost you a nickel.
So no specific requirements based on the model of what we do. A huge portion of our program is in the space of family stabilization. So we also have 2 life coaches on staff who work with our families to help them with anything from credit recovery to debt reduction. A lot of what we do is in the space of finance. So we do have a heavier emphasis in the space of families who may fall below the federal poverty guidelines, but no real measure or guidelines specifically around your acceptance into the school. Yes, ma'am. Great question. So to your first question, no, we aren't. And that's one of the things that we're sort of looking at right now is how do we position ourselves to be able to expand the population of families and students that we're able to serve, right? And so right now we just don't necessarily have the staff in place to be able to do it, but it's something that we're looking at absolutely. And to your second question, what I am most proud of, I would have to say honestly and truthfully, and I'm not just saying this because they're here. And I'm not just saying this because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. And I'm not just saying this because I want to be a great principal and maybe a great leader in their minds. But I would have to say I am most proud of the way in which our team has, our teachers have just jumped in. This year, to say the least, has been what we would call controlled chaos around the building, right? And I think that the reason why the roof hasn't been blown off of the place in there is because our teachers have done an awesome and amazing job. And so I would like to take some credit, I guess, for some of the teachers who I brought into the building, and then hopefully they feel as though the atmosphere around there has been conducive for them being able to be who they are and who they've been destined to be. So I'm quite proud of our teachers for all that they have done. It's been great. It's been great. So we do have a waiting list for kindergarten. On that list right now, we have 17 available slots. We actually are having orientation this evening for our brand new incoming kindergarten class. We have 17 slots. There's about 37 kids on that list. But I do have openings and availability if you know anybody. But every other grade, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we do have openings available for August of this year. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys. Brian? So our custom to provide an honorarium, and of course, this one goes to the Bell.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. job. Thank you. Did I miss anything, John?
I think you got it, right on time.
We're right on time. Okay.
Next week's program.
Next week's program. I have to look. Is the legislature report from Richmond. Ken Briggs and Chris Head, John Edwards, and Chris Head will be here coordinating that. So we'll have our legislative update. And with that, if there's nothing else, I say we're adjourned.
And they had asked me, and I was like, well,